DinoPod.
Hello and welcome to DinoPod for Rocky 4.
Yeah.
Why
are you doing that weird voice?
I don't
what
know.
was that?
I don't know. But yeah, welcome. I'm doing the intro this week. This week we're covering on DinoPod and a great movie, Rocky 4.
Rocky 4, the one with Russia.
The one with the Russia and stuff on drugs and shit.
Okay.
And yeah, it was great.
I liked it.
Let me rephrase that. It was meh.
Was it?
Yes. Why was it meh? You'll see my reasoning.
Okay.
But now I'm going to hand over to someone who's done research and notes.
Well,
Not me.
research is
A flexible term.
yes.
Okay. So I'm handing it over. Go!
Okay. So, this is the fourth movie in the Rocky series. As the title tells us. Rocky IV. Yeah.
I think everyone knows the Roman numerals up to 5 or 6. No, mainly up to 5 because of GTA.
I guess. Maybe.
But that's kind of how I kind of learned up to that point.
From GTA.
From GTA. So,
Did you learn it at school?
no.
I did.
We learned useful stuff like Pythagoras, that we never use, and trigonometry, which we never use, and geography stuff, which doesn't matter because apparently global warming is going to kill us all.
It is. The IV Rocky was released in 1985.
In America, and 1986 in the UK.
Okay, I only saw the US release. That's the only one that matters.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you. And was directed and written by Sylvester Stallone again.
It's almost like it's...
All of them are written and directed. Not all of them. Almost all of them are written and directed by Sylvester Stallone. By Rocky.
Which...
You can tell.
Yeah. Something I haven't said. Credit to him, though,
Yeah?
for literally doing everyone's job.
Well, not everyone's job.
He wrote it,
And directed it.
directed it, and starred in it.
Okay. That's fair, I guess.
Imagine... This second director must have done a shit... I guarantee you the second director did most of the work. But Stallone's like, no, it's me. I'm your man. I'm the main man. You're putting me at number 1.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I guarantee that was hectic as shit on set.
You don't know that. Maybe he is a great director. And only done Rocky movies.
You seem very confident in your answer.
I'm very confident in my answer.
Really?
Yes. Moving on.
It's almost like you have hesitation to say that he's a great director, actor, and
No.
writer. And he's not a jack of all trades and master of fuck all.
Sure.
I mean, that's a perfect analogy for him.
Sure. Okay.
Your fragrance thing tries to cover the smell of my shit.
Yeah, that thing is empty. I should probably turn it off.
I mean,
Or take the batteries
it's
out.
very obnoxious.
Is
Yeah, because I had one in my living room, and every time I walked past, it would scare the shit out of me because just in the darkness you hear this.
I'm pretty sure that thing is empty. Leave it alone. You're gonna have to cut this out. Anyway,
Hey, I'm not cutting this out. Fragrance is important.
of course.
Don't smell like an absolute gypsy. Not good.
What?
Gypsies don't have showers.
I'm going to ignore that and move on. So we have the introduction of Ivan Drago, played by Dolph Lundgren, which I think this is his first role. Dolph Lundgren also played He-Man in The Masters of the Universe.
So basically they go, right, we need someone who looks like a brick shithouse. Done.
Yes. Basically it.
His chin looks like he'd take someone's fucking head off.
It's amazing.
It's ridiculous.
He's huge.
If you'd have flipped him like 180 degrees, his chin you could use as a fucking tray and put your dinner on it.
He's so tall. It's amazing.
How tall is he? Is he like 7 foot or something ridiculous?
I don't think he's 7. I think they say he's 7 foot in the movie because they lied about Rocky's height. Because I think they say Rocky's like 6'1" or something.
Mm-hmm.
And Sylvester Stallone is not 6'1".
What is he?
I think it's 5'11", 10, maybe.
So you're saying that this movie isn't real?
This movie is not real. I know, right?
Oh my god.
Crazy.
It's almost like he wrote it, directed it, and starred in it. No way.
I know. Okay, it only gives me the height in meters. 177. 1 meter and 77 centimeters.
Which is good for the majority of the world, but for me, that makes no sense.
Okay, wait. Height.
So 1.77 in...
Feet. Okay, it's 5'10".
Okay, so it's like the national average height for a person in the UK/USA.
Sure.
Fair. And then Ivan is... How tall?
I'm trying to... He's 6'5".
He does not... I have friends that are taller than that.
Why do you have tall friends?
I thought your question was going to be, you have friends? I'll be
Sure.
like, yes, Rita, I have friends.
Okay.
I don't have friends.
Stop lying. Anyway,
Um,
also James Brown plays himself doing the performance for the boxing exhibition. The guy singing, that's actually James Brown.
nice.
Very nice. So,
It's almost like he paid him a shit ton of money to do it.
Probably. Shall we start?
Let's start from the beginning.
From the beginning, with the ending from the other movie. Why? I don't get it.
Same shit, different film, very boring. Starts from the beginning of the end of the last one.
Yeah, it's just unnecessary.
From the first movie to the second movie, okay, fair enough. But
not
time
really.
but I was like, no, but fair enough. It's like, okay, we've seen it once. Okay, you don't
But
have to do
after
it.
that once, they have to continue doing it.
It's like, no, because they could have said, we've done it once. It's like, okay, we've done it once. It's fine. We try something else.
No.
And then Stallone's like, no. Let's repeat it.
Let's repeat it
It's
several
so
times.
bullshit.
And then it's like, it has no purpose whatsoever.
Like, what purpose does it bring to the movie other than
Remember this.
not even the remember this? It's like the movie is this Rocky movie is continuing on from the rest. Do you remember the thing you watched a few years ago when it came out in cinema? This is it.
Yeah.
This is the only good shots of the whole movie.
That's not true. But
no.
okay.
But hey, but to be fair though, the most iconic shots are the ones of the boxing ring.
Yeah.
So if you started off with just Rocky doing his boring day-to-day life, it might turn people off.
I don't know. Maybe.
But yeah, it's the exact same thing, which sadly you didn't see much of in terms of the fight between him and Creed.
Which one? In the first movie or the second movie?
No, in the fourth movie.
Oh, Ivan's fight with Creed. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of it.
Yeah, that's because he immediately dies.
But that's boring.
Maybe.
Because in the first two movies, they went on for so long. It was so intense, and then
Yeah, because that was Rocky.
Yeah, but then Creed isn't a bad fighter. So it shouldn't have been like...
He's like...
it shouldn't have just been like 2 or 3 rounds and he's gone. Next.
He's out of shape.
Is he though?
Yes.
You saw in Rocky 3, he was keeping up with Rocky in a lot of scenes.
Yeah, but it's like... Isn't it like 5 years since Rocky?
I don't know actually.
I think they say they've been retired for five years. I don't know. They're retired every movie. It's weird.
Well, I mean, they said throughout the movie, you wouldn't know because Rocky, you're still on top. So that says to me that it's either he's been continuously boxing for 5 whole years.
I don't think he has though.
Or it's kind of like he's no longer number 1, but everyone says he's number 1. Or it's
Maybe.
been...
I don't know.
I don't know. It's very strange. The passage of time is very strange in all these movies because you never really know what era or time it is.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, no. The beginning scenes are really strange because you wanted to see the fight between Rocky in the little boxing ring and Creed. You wanted to see more of it.
Did we?
I did.
I didn't.
Because I think it'd been quite a nice way to start off by them having a little like fun boxing match, like a fun boxing match, not like a
friendly match.
Yeah, I think that'd been quite a nice way to start off. But instead, you've got like no punches, them dancing around a bit, and then cut to the boring next scene.
No. By the way, my first note after the ending is annoying.
Right.
Starting with the ending is annoying is the fedora. The hat is not a fedora. Rocky has a hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a fedora. Why? What's even the point of having a hat if it's not a fedora? Right? I mean, come on.
I'm not even going to respond.
Okay. I just think that's the truth.
So you want... Your headcanon is Rocky should always be wearing a fedora.
Not always, but when he has a hat, it has to be a fedora.
Why?
Because Rocky wears fedoras.
For the memes.
It's what he wears. Doing Rocky 1, Rocky 2, and he doesn't have a hat on Rocky 3.
Yep.
But he wears a hat here, and it's not a fedora. What's even the point of this movie?
Well, Creed comes in and top trumps him by wearing a big hat with a load of stars and stripes in the boxing ring.
No.
Did
I wasn't there yet.
Well, that's the thing. We're talking about hats. Fedora or that, which is better?
Fedora.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
America.
No.
Fuck yeah.
No.
So,
also, there's a robot in this film for no reason. Like, why would
what is it with 80s movies and
robots?
They're all shit. And
also,
they do fuck all.
I'm pretty sure Paulie's like having an affair with that robot. Things between Paulie and that robot get very weird. Very fast.
Oh, it's so creepy because...
It's creepy as fuck. Like, why are you doing this?
At the very beginning, it's like, he hates it. As in like, I'm old, don't like technology, this is really strange. And then he realised, it speaks to me in a really womanly voice. This is weird.
Yeah, they changed like the voice to very...
really feminine voice.
Very feminine voice. That speaks to him like lone. It's like, it's weird.
It's so creepy. I don't like it.
It's fucking weird. Why are you doing this?
It's literally his...
Like, why would Sylvester Stallone write, Rocky gives a robot to Paulie, a robot becomes in love, falls in love with Paulie. Like, why?
This is the 1980s, remember?
It's like...
Robots were like the next thing. It's like, by the way, everyone's going to be out of a job because robots going to do everything and we're all going to have relationships with robots. It's like, it's fine.
So weird, though.
Okay, is it as weird as Rocky and Apollo jumping around in the sea with tank tops on. No.
And then hugging.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, it's not as weird as that. I don't think anything in
weirder.
movies is as weird as two burly men in tank tops in the sea.
No. Clearly, Polly having an affair with a robot is weirder.
This conversation has gone really weird, really really...
A robot that kind of looks like E.T. Like the shape. Like the really little round head. And then it's why.
The robot carries the kid as well around and has a phone on it for some reason.
It's like it's like the kid's nanny kind of. It's
It has a phone in its chest and it plays music. It's almost like it's a smartphone. Wow. Sylvester Stallone, you're a genius.
Maybe.
So, did Sylvester Stallone think he's really edgy by thinking, this is what everyone's going to have in the future, guys?
Probably.
And then 30 or 40 years into the future, we're all got smartphones looking at TikToks, making memes.
I don't look at... You look at TikToks. I have self-respect. That's a lie.
I mean, everyone needs to see you in a TikTok.
No.
Why not?
Because no.
They're great.
They're not.
Make TikTok great again.
No. Also, this movie predicts Russia's doping scandal.
Yeah, that was
That was kind of spot on. Because right now Russia, I think they're not allowed to compete in the Olympics this year because of doping.
Yeah, Russia is very.
That was spot on. That was kind of amazing.
And then, do you remember when we first discussed after the movie, like this morning? I said I would have loved for them to put more emphasis on the doping stuff.
Yeah, but
But I think back then it was kind of like...
that was just a dig at Russia. I don't think they didn't think that was actually happen.
And now it's like, oh shit, this is actually like realistic.
Yeah, they got it spot on.
But back then, I mean, the doping stuff, was it kind of like, oh, you're an athlete, you're expected to do it?
Well, this wasn't as regulated. I don't think it was allowed, but people kind of got away with it.
Which is kind of why I wanted, jumping ahead a bit, but I wanted the ending to be about the doping stuff, because I'd be like...
No, that would be too smart.
I'd be like, this is genius, this is fucking genius. No. Sylvester Stallone is a genius writer.
You came to the wrong movie if you're expecting a commentary about drugs in sport.
It'd been brilliant if that was the case.
So we have the match between Apollo and Drago.
We'll go back a bit.
What's before that?
We had you had an introduction to Rocky in his mansion and his Lamborghini Countach.
Alright, he has a Lamborghini.
And he's just like chill as fuck, just enjoying his life.
Yes.
I almost, for a moment, I thought that Apollo was living in his house. The way that it cut, I was like, is Apollo in Rocky's house in the swimming pool?
You're just visiting. They're best friends now.
Watching TV outside.
They became best friends.
And then, for some reason, so it was like, hey, we're watching the news in the swimming pool. This is good job. But then you see his face on there, and Apollo's like, right, I'm gonna fucking have him.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Rocky's, and Rocky's like, don't bother.
It's a bad idea.
It's like a bad idea. It's like, I'm king of bad ideas, but this is a bad idea. And he's like, I'll be fine.
He was not fine.
It was not fine. But this was was this the same scene that we got the robot for the first time, or was it afterwards?
I can't remember. Because I didn't watch it yesterday. I watched it.
When was it? It was
a while ago.
there's so many very similar scenes because you had.
No, I think Polly's birthday. I think it's before that, and then we get on with the story.
Yeah, so he had Apollo's. So he had his Polly's birthday. He gets the sex robot.
Yeah.
And then he sees it in Apollo sees the TV swimming pool. Speaks to Rocky. This is kind of 20 minutes into the movie. This is when it starts. So we've had 20 minutes of filler.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
And there was no really good training montage. It just went from, I should fight this guy, I'm fighting this guy.
Yeah, there wasn't really a training montage.
There was a small one, but it wasn't really that intense.
No, he like trains a tiny bit and then I'm ready. And then Rocky is like, maybe you should postpone this. He's like, no, I'm doing it this now.
So what did you think about Apollo coming in on the massive...
Oh, yeah.
Great big fuck off. Like,
what the fuck was that? Like the music show. It's like crazy. And like then they cut to like Drago watching it and he's like, what the fuck?
He's like,
is this?
I know I'm on drugs, but what have I taken?
What is this? I'm like, no, his face, like, he genuinely looks confused. Like, what?
Especially as you had this, and I know we're jumping ahead a bit, but then you compare it to when later on to how you had it in Russia.
Yeah.
Where they're all standing there, like, saluting, like, a rolled up banner.
Yeah.
And then you go back, and then it's just him coming in with a fucking diamond encrusted fucking cape and a top hat and dancing and music.
Dancing around, like, what is America? What is this?
That is the worst.
Fuck you, Americans.
That is the worst accent we've had on this entire podcast.
You don't like my Russian accent.
What is this, America? Fuck you.
What is this, America? Fuck you, America.
Fuck you, America.
I'm going to kill this man.
Is this the first time I could say that accent was racist? Yes, I get a brownie point.
No. It's Russian.
Yeah, Russians are fucked anyway. They're all weird. Yeah.
Russians are the bad guys in this movie. We can make fun of them.
And in real life.
Not anymore.
I mean...
They're now friends with America.
Oh. I'm just thinking, yeah. So that means this was it's so many similarities between the movie and actual, like, 2020, like, modern day. Doping in Russia.
Yeah.
America versus Russia. America wins versus Russia. Russian president has to kind of like, yeah, it's fine. Fucking win. It's so many similarities.
I don't know.
Because...
I don't agree with that. Like, other than, like, the doping scandal, there's not really...
America versus America...
Russia anymore. Trump is all best friends with Putin.
But then...
They're BFFs.
The president, at the very end, told Drago to fucking end this so he can be, like, the guy... So Russia could be the best. And that's kind of how... Russia and America kind of were working together in the modern day.
I guess, if you say so. Anyway.
So basically, if you're writing your university thesis on, like, cultural significance of movies...
Rocky 4 is the most cultural significant movie of all time.
Yeah, so
that makes sense.
Here's your 2,000 plus or minus 10% essay about it.
No final, like... is like 2,000 words. It's like 10,000.
Okay, so if it's your 10,000 word thesis, give or minus 10%, do it on Rocky 4, send it to me, and I'll laugh, because how the fuck have you written more words than the actual movie has in title?
Maybe. Anyway.
But yeah, so...
they do the show, they start to fight, and then immediately... Drago just kills Apollo. Not immediately, but like clearly Apollo's going to lose. Because one is not taking it seriously.
That's the thing, Drago must have been like, right, I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to
stand there
and then just kind of gauge how good this American is.
Not even gauge, just let him do whatever, and then I hit him once and he dies.
Well, he didn't.
That's basically what
he didn't hit him once. He hit him a few times, and then. But the most important question is, they were all. A lot of the crowds were shouting to Rocky to throw the towel in.
Yeah, but Apollo told him not to do it.
Does that mean Rocky
killed Apollo?
Yes.
I mean, technically, yes, because the other trainer was turn the towel, he's going to die. But Rocky was he told me not to do it. So either be a good friend and save my friend, or peer pressure and let him die.
So let's look into this. So are you saying that?
I don't think Apollo was expecting to die when he said, "Do not throw in the towel, no matter what happens." I think he was expecting to just get knocked out.
So are we saying that Rocky's so dumb he let his friend die?
Yeah. I mean,
isn't that really fucked?
It's ridiculous.
But the way that do you know how in the conference they were showing this is all of our really advanced technology, and they hit a thing which is kind of a do you know about theme parks and stuff, and you've got those things, the little boxing thing, and you hit it and it gives you a grade.
Yeah.
He would be great at that. He would win. But
that's how he trains. He goes on arcade and just
starts
plays.
smacking it. And then a drunk guy comes and runs and tries to headbutt it and misses and then knocks himself out. Because TikTok's really funny, by the way. There's plenty of that on there.
No.
Rita coming to a TikTok near you. But yeah, all that advanced technology is now perfect for drunk people in 21st century.
Sure.
It's beautiful. But yeah, it's so strange because you wouldn't imagine Russia to be super advanced technology-wise, and
why not? They got to the moon, not the moon. They got to space before the US did.
Yeah, but America faked the moon landing first, so who wins?
Russia then.
Yeah, but it's one of those things.
Which is why they didn't actually fake it, because if Russia had actually won, they'd be celebrating. They wouldn't be let's give it to them.
But it just seems so. It's because we're looking at it from modern day perspective. When you look at the technology wise, it's so.
It's a movie.
It's so. I don't know what's the word. It's so
Mitchell, it's a movie. Those machines didn't actually exist. Actually, wait.
You're saying a heart rate monitor didn't exist?
No, that exists. No, actually, on my fun facts at the end of the movie, this movie was recognized as being ahead of its time in its demonstration of groundbreaking high-tech sporting equipment, some of which was experimental and 20 years from public use.
Wow.
So really, those machines, I guess, did exist, just what it wasn't.
So all of those
available to
technologies got culminated into an Apple Watch.
Basically, yeah.
Because actually, it does actually.
Not
Heart
really.
rate monitor, distance, time, stress, everything.
Well,
You could have had that room on my wrist.
not really.
I mean, really.
Not the exercise machines.
Well, no, but then you don't necessarily. It's the monitoring.
Okay, fine. If you say
So Apple, if we'll come to an agreement that Apple now
stole from Rocky IV. Yes, definitely.
We're a genius.
And that's the end of the episode, everyone.
That's the
Yeah. No. So
Tim Cook stole from Sylvester Stallone.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I like this. We're good. We're getting there. We're 20% into the movie.
So Rocky doesn't throw in the towel, and Apollo dies, And what I thought was weird was, normally on those big events, they have paramedics there.
Didn't you comment on this on the last movie?
Yes.
Where
where are the paramedics?
Where there's a guy literally being knocked... There's an old guy get knocked down, and then...
Doesn't get up. Everyone's like, he's dead, and the paramedics are where...
And the first person to turn up is Rocky, and the only person to stay there is Rocky.
And then, they storm the ring, and, just people around that guy, Apollo.
Yeah, I mean, people get knocked out. People get knocked out, and the first person to be there is the news reporters. Instead of being like, is this guy got concussion and might die?
Maybe we should get the paramedics in.
Just to check him over.
Anyone, really. What the hell?
But this was the 80s. It could have been, oh, he moved a bit, he'll be fine.
But, they're super rich. Surely they'd have, a personal doctor with them.
Okay,
come on.
Yeah, that is a good question, because if you see, with Drago, he's got so many people to do all these, scientific stuff, and the people that turn up there, and the person that turns up there is his wife and or girlfriend or whatever.
I think it's wife.
I think it's wife, and 2 other people. Where is his army of doctors and
I'm pretty
scientists?
sure the doctor waiting in the room. Or
Okay. Waiting in the room, he gets knocked down, and no one fucking turns up to help him.
Well, not. Because the American was knocked down. Who cares about the American?
No, I'm talking about later on. No one helped, and then now.
And he wasn't knocked down laying on the floor. Is he dead?
But
and poking him with the foot.
Apollo got knocked down. But where was the? Okay, put it this way: in football, in soccer nowadays, you get
not soccer, football.
You get slight ankle injury, and there's 10 million people surrounding you with little water bottles and that lot. Then
and stretching your leg, and
they got
the little car with a stretcher.
They got
comes
after
to get you.
what's the stuff in the red tube that smells horrible, but you put it on
I don't know.
cuts not bruises and stuff. What's it called? After heat or something like that. It basically is sports stuff you put on things to cool it down.
Yeah.
But people could turn up with all this shit. There's a guy dead on the ring.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. He's dead anyway. What do you want me to do, guys?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you want me to do?
He's dead.
I don't get paid to do this. You're a paramedic. This is America, mate.
He's dead already.
This is America, mate.
What am I supposed to do? Take him to the hospital?
Yeah, he ain't gonna pay me. He's dead.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. It's so strange.
So he dies. They have a funeral. Rocky wears sunglasses.
That is so strange.
Wearing sunglasses.
It's not that. It's that no one else apart from him was wearing sunglasses.
Because he's cool.
Or the fact... No. Yeah.
They can't see a man being sad. That would be too much of a wuss.
Yeah.
If he's being sad. He's super duper macho.
Exactly. Men can't have any sort of emotions. What you on about? Has the most suicide rate in the world. They're fine.
They're fine.
Not a joke. If depressed and man, sort yourself out. Thank you. Moving on.
Okay, that was a very okay.
I'm doing the Doctor Who. I'm doing the modern Doctor Who of podcasts. It's completely out of place. Political shit. It's fine.
Getting mental health is not political shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rocky's all upset, and he swears to revenge Apollo.
The way you said it. Rocky's upset and that. He's he wants to beat him up and that.
His friend died. Who cares?
So
he wants to avenge Apollo.
He doesn't. He doesn't though.
Yes, he does.
It's the guy that was training Apollo, who then went on to train Rocky. Yeah. He's the one that really wanted it. I think Rocky in the
Rocky
back.
also wanted it.
I think Rocky in the back of my mind think, yeah, this guy's a bit of an arsehole. I'd like to beat him up, but
Sure.
it's not the end of the world. And then he turns up like, Rocky, what the fuck are you doing? Let's do this. And then he's like, oh, okay, cool.
But before he starts training, we have a music video in the movie, which is Rocky driving, a close-up of his face, and then flashbacks of all of the other movies. Like, what was that? It's so out of place.
Do you know what it's called?
It's so out of place.
We've got 5 minutes to use.
It's literally like a YouTube compilation of best moments Rocky series.
It's YouTube Rewind in 1985.
It's so weird. It's 1985.
Yeah, that's what I said, 1985.
I thought you said for never mind.
No, it's YouTube Rewind in 1985.
It's so fucking weird. It comes out of nowhere.
But that's because, I'm telling you, they wanted it to be 90 minutes long, and the movie was 91 minutes and 35 seconds long. And they're like, right, ridiculous. It needs to be 90 minutes. Right, you're going to drive a really expensive car and think about the past.
It's literally 5 minutes with flashbacks. And then, like, it's a flashback they cut to a close-up of his face. Another flashback close-up of his face. And he's not like he's, like, emoting or anything. He just has, like, a blank face. Kind of a bit angry. And, like,
Rocky,
flashbacks.
look emotional.
Basically.
It's like, Rocky, be happy. Rocky, do anything emotional.
That's the only emotion that he has.
I know I'm jumping ahead, but do you remember when Adrian turned up when he was in Russia?
Yes.
I wanted him to get on his knees and go, Adrian! And then she turns around and said, what?
It's like...
Okay.
It's so
that's gonna be, please remind me, that's gonna be the promotional for this episode on Twitter. It's gonna be the shot of him turning around, seeing her, and I'll put over in the background, Adrian!
I don't actually believe you'll do that, but sure.
I'm gonna do this.
Sure. Keep telling yourself that. So,
I would say Tim would do it, but Tim
ends,
does nothing.
Happy birthday, Tim.
Oh yeah, it's Tim's birthday. He was supposed to be here. But
he hates us.
But he ditched us because he doesn't like doing podcast.
Sure. So after the music video ends, they go to Russia. But not really Russia.
Where was he driving?
I think he was driving home. Because then they cut to his place, he's at his house, was he getting the bags to go to Russia.
Was he just drive, what did he just drive out, just go, I'm going to go for a drive?
Probably.
It made no sense. Can you see why I said, I know we had a little discussion about this earlier, I was saying to Rita, all the Rocky movies are literally filler, training montage, fight.
Yeah.
The beginning is shit. The training montage from Rocky 1 to Rocky 4 is getting worse. Each movie is getting worse.
I like Rocky 4 though.
And then the fight is always good. That now I put it like that, you can't unsee it.
True. But this one's still my favourite out of all of them.
But at least it's not Rocky 2 where 75% of the movie is
filler.
Just pure shite. Yeah. Really good training montage. And then a good fight. Yeah. This is more like 50% bullshit.
In 50% training montage and fight.
No, 40. It's like 25% training montage, 25%
fight.
Dead person fight. Non-dead person fight.
Zombie fight. Yeah.
Cool. This has been DinoPod.
Yeah, so we go to Russia, but not really.
What do you mean, not really?
Because it's clearly not Russia. Because there's nothing, like... They could have just have, like a wide shot of, like, Moscow. Anything to indicate that it's actually Russia, not just, like, the middle of nowhere frozen tundra.
They had Russian number plates on their cars. It's Russia. I'm telling you.
Sure, it's not Russia. It's Wyoming.
What? You're spoiling it, Rita.
They
It
filmed
was
it
Russia.
in Wyoming. In Vancouver. Anyway. So he goes to Russia to train. And instead of choosing like a gym, he chooses a barn.
Like a specialist place made for like
training.
You know, like in the UK, you would go to a place called like Pumped Gym, where they're all like meatheads who just get absolute rips. He's just like, no, a barn will do fine for me.
Yeah, I'll go to a barn.
I'll run through the snow and fall over. It's fine.
15 times.
And then you have just keep cutting back and forth between him training and then Russian training, which is you're just wired up to the hilts, taking shitload of drugs, and we're going to monitor you for simply no reason. It's like an Apple Watch. Maybe. Good job today. You've moved 300% and your heart rate was...
You're 150.
Rita, we're not talking about you. Your heart rate's 150.
At all times.
The Apple Watch is just continue to say, it looks like you're doing a workout.
I'm like, I'm sleeping.
What do you mean? I'm sat down.
I'm watching Grey's Anatomy.
You're walking to...
Grey's Anatomy is very stressful.
You're walking to Weatherspoons.
It's a roller coaster of emotions.
You're walking to Weatherspoons. It looks like you're dying.
You're sitting in Weatherspoons, eating hash browns. You're dying. Congratulations.
You see a refill coffee, your heart rate instantly doubles.
Yeah.
I want a refill coffee.
So also, like, Polly's there. I don't know why he brought Polly, because Polly is annoying.
Polly has to. I think we've realised that Polly just has to have a. He has to have a reason to live.
There's like no reason for Polly to be in any movie almost, because he doesn't do anything. The most. He doesn't impact the story at all.
The two times he's impacted this and all the way up to this point. One is when at the very first movie he made. The conflict between Polly and Adrian very strange by like having a hissy fit and throwing beer cans everywhere when he's pissed.
Yeah, and she had to move out.
And then the second one is in this movie where he like kisses Rocky and says, when he was walking into the ring in Russia, he's like he kissed him and says like, by the way,
I don't remember.
I believe in you. You can do this.
I just ignore Polly as much as possible.
And then it's like, go and do it. I don't think you will, but you go and do it. Sure. And then Rocky's like, okay.
I guess. Polly. Also, at one point, he's listening to the radio, and it's playing Chipmunks music.
Really?
Yes.
You're shitting me.
Seriously.
What scene was this in?
It's like he's sitting inside... Because, like, it's near Christmas, and I'm pretty sure that's Chipmunks music. Like, why? Not like Christmas music, Chipmunks.
Not only that, this is Russia, quote unquote. Yeah. So
why would they be playing Chipmunks music?
Why isn't it, like, the Russian national anthem or something ridiculously Russian?
Or just played? Russian. Speaking Russian. It's just weird.
So, whoever does continuity should be fired.
Not even continuity, like, clearly they chose that song. Unless the actor just really likes Chipmunks and, like, put it...
When you say the actor, you mean Sylvester Stallone likes the Chipmunks? Confirmed.
No, Polly. What's it, Burt Young. Just really likes Chipmunk music. And he was, like, listening to it between takes, and then they started doing a take, and he didn't turn off the radio.
Are you saying this is the new coffee cup?
This is the coffee cup.
This is a 1985 coffee cup from from Game of Thrones.
Although he's actually listening to the radio in the scenes, so I don't know. It's just weird choice of music to play.
I think this is the point
while they're in Russia.
Yeah, I think that was the point where I actually fell asleep watching this movie.
I can believe you fell asleep. Like,
I'm not
how
old.
Dare you?
I just had a long day at work, and then I came home, and I was like, this is 9 o'clock, I've got plenty of time. And then I went sleeps.
Sure.
I'm not old, okay?
You're very old. So
I'm
Rocky
very
starts
old.
training.
Did you say I'm very old?
You're very old.
Wow.
We're exactly the same age.
Yeah, so Rita's now old.
Yeah.
We're talking about physical age, not how old you feel, because if that was the case, I'd feel like I'm 10 and you'll feel like you're 110.
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on.
So part of Rocky's training is cutting up logs,
He chopped down a fucking tree.
chop down the tree, lift heavy stuff, just random heavy stuff, and pretend
He chopped down a
to be a
fucking
dog.
tree. He's the reason for global warming.
And also pretending to be a dog by pulling a sleigh with, like, Polly on top of it. Like, what was that? No, why?
Why isn't
Because then he
Sylvester...
also does, like, pull-ups and, like, exercises. And then between that, it's just pulling Polly on the sleigh. It's like, what?
And why was a car following him around, like,
To make
everywhere?
sure, because, like, the Russian vigilance. And then they crash
And then
into
they crash,
each
and then he
other.
fucks off and leaves them.
It's like, what? I mean, why?
Why isn't Sylvester Stallone getting blamed for global warming for cutting down shitload of trees?
Because, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess he caused global warming.
There we go. We've solved it. We're geniuses. We figured out what global warming is. It's Sylvester Stallone cutting trees down.
Yeah. He also climbs to the top of a mountain, and yells, "Dago!"
It's like generic mountain jumping up
Just
scene.
a mountain.
It's like
They didn't have stairs, so he had to climb something. Why not a mountain?
generic
I mean,
helicopter shot of mountain scene. Yes.
yeah. And
Very
he
creative.
shouts Drago instead of Adrian, which
I'm
such a betrayal.
That's
Such
so
a disappointment.
disappointing.
And then speaking of Adrian, she shows up.
What was her role in
Without
this
their
movie?
kid.
What was her role in this movie?
She's a supporting wife who live like.
She does nothing. She does a grand total of fuck all.
At least she's not annoying like Polly. But like she leaves the kid. That's the thing. They leave the kid, I'm guessing, with the robot and some other kids that we never seen before. They just abandon their child to go to Russia on Christmas. The fight takes place on Christmas. Like,
So-
go home to your children, or to your child, or bring your child with you.
So, top tip if you don't know. Number 1, take your kids to Russia if you'll go in there. And
Yeah.
number 2, don't abandon your kid.
With a robot
And number
who's having an affair with his Uncle Polly.
and number 3, look after your children. Don't abandon them.
Yeah.
And number 4, just don't be bad parents. Top tip.
Like, what was that? Honestly, what was that?
Who was looking after them apart?
robot.
Don't say the robot.
The weirdly robot that Uncle Paul is having a sex affair with. Isn't that... Yeah.
It was the cleaner. The cleaner was looking after him. That's my headcanon. Your headcanon is
Who's
a weird...
also the robot.
And your headcanon, that
Everything's
is the
a
weird
robot.
sex robot that's looking after him.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. What's the name of the robot? Can we give it a name?
I don't know. Does it have a name?
Can we give it a name?
I don't know.
Polytron.
No.
Yes. So the Polytron was looking after him. It's fine.
Sure. So they abandon their children, the child, and some other kids.
Who were they?
I don't know.
Who the fuck would who would say to their children, yeah, sure, it's Christmas Day, go stay with your friends to watch someone get beat up?
Well, they
During
probably
the
told
evening.
their parents, well, he's alone with the robot. So,
They're like, go look after him. It's like, no, we're going to send social services round instead.
yeah. So it's time for the fight.
Yeah, that
He's
was...
prepared because he pulled Polly in the sleigh.
That was so strange. Well,
That was
it's not so...
very strange.
Well, it was so strange, but they're getting... Yeah, it's...
So they get onto the ring, everyone's booing Rocky.
Well,
Which fair.
Before that point, they had the whole scene of him getting into the ring, and he's like, they were all doing the Russian national anthem. A big roll thing comes out, and with him onto it, and he looks up and goes, "I don't get it. What? Why me? Like,
Wait,
I don't get it."
it's like, why? Stop it. Can we start fighting now?
It's like,
And he says the most amazing line to Rocky.
of all time.
I must break you. Stop making fun of my Russian accent. It's a beautiful Russian. It's a great line. I must break you.
I'm so. This
sounds
entire time on DinoPod, I've done accents,
Yes.
and now you're doing accents.
Yes.
Am I a bad influence?
Probably.
Yes, lovely.
It's such a great line.
I will break you.
I must break you. Not I will. I must. It's awesome.
Was that just bad English?
Well, yeah.
I
It's
must.
like
I must break you.
He has to. It's not an option. He has to do it.
So he's.
And then they start to fight. And then Rocky, starts to win. And then the crowd starts chanting Rocky. Like, what is happening right here?
Let's roll back a second. So.
Oh, before that.
Yeah.
So they start fighting. And Drago's not, winning right away. And then he sits down on the train and is like, what are you doing? Why aren't you winning?
This guy's so soft. Just do it. And he's like,
No.
he's made out of iron.
He's no man. He's made of iron. Sylvester, stop. Seriously, he wrote that. He wrote that as he's not human. He's made of iron. Stop, please.
You know for a fact he thought, I can make this into posters.
How do I make myself look super good and superhuman?
I'm
I know.
iron. I'm iron. What is he?
Made of iron.
And he's a man.
A machine.
So are we saying that Sylvester Stallone was the original Iron Man?
No.
Yes.
No.
Sylvester Stallone is now Iron Man.
You know Iron Man was invented before.
Headcanon. Headcanon. So...
But he starts to win. Because Drago's he's superhuman or whatever. And then the Russians start chanting Rocky.
It was so out of place.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Put in context, most of the people there would have been at the same time when there were the Russian versus American space race, and probably a lot of them would have been in World War.
The space race was 20 years before.
Yeah, but the crowd, when you looked around,
Maybe
when you looked at the crowd, they were all what? They must have been 30 or 40 years old. A lot of them. So they would have been. Yeah, they would have all been at the space race.
Well, not really.
Well, it was 20 years ago. Most of them would have been 30 or 40 years old, so they would have known.
Yeah, but
they probably hated America.
It doesn't matter. It's their country.
Yeah, but they
it's if the World Cup. They in the France and Croatia final.
Yeah.
After France started winning, all the Croatian fans started chanting for France.
Yeah, or they just got up and just stopped watching. For example, okay, put it in perspective.
Not even that, they should be crying because every time you on a football game,
yeah,
you cut to a national team, to the fans of a national team that's losing. They're all crying. That's what should be happening. Not chanting for the other team.
I'll put it in perspective. When I went down to Southampton just to watch the England match where they were in the semi-finals at World Cup, and
against Croatia, where they lost.
Yeah, and they were still rooting for England.
Yeah, you don't stop rooting
you don't
for your national team.
I did not see one guy called Barry turn around and go, yeah, Croatia. They all just went, I fucking hate this. And then when we was at the bus trying to go home, there was one of the Barrys, because if you're fat, bald, wearing an England shirt, your name's Barry. Okay, from now on, your name's Barry.
Sure.
So
that makes sense.
There was a guy called Barry at the bus stop, and he was crying.
Yeah.
And he was like, I remember like back in the day when we got here last time, it was amazing, and it was like we lost again. I didn't see him turn around and said, "The Croatia team's alright."
No.
Oh, you don't. So it was
Even in like just like teams within the country, like I remember when I think it was Porto against Benfica. It was after the game, and Porto won the game, so they meant they won the championship.
Yeah.
The Benfica like fans didn't start cheering for the Porto. No,
they're not like, oh,
the game ended, and they immediately turned off the lights because they didn't want anybody celebrating the other team's win. That's what happens. They don't start chanting for the other team.
So.
No.
Last time when I was watching the Super Bowl, I didn't start. If my team lost, I wasn't gonna start turning around and just be like, "Oh, that team is brilliant. They played really well. I'm now that team." Because we know
what the French thought in the Euro Cup when Portugal won. Oh, like, oh my God, Portugal is so good. They thought that fucking cunts. Those fucking cunts. They won.
This is a soundbite that I want now.
Come on. It's just so stupid.
I just want every time that someone loses to have a meme of just the soundbite of you going, "Those fucking cunts."
It is what it is. No French person was like rooting for Portugal. Certainly not after we scored that goal by Eder, and everybody hated Eder. Including the Portuguese people.
Well, to be fair, if you put in English context, even if we lost, we won. Because we're British, we always win.
Yeah.
Because Barry is so drunk.
Yeah, but he wouldn't cheer for the other team.
Oh no, he'd be
just delusional. And
oh no, if you cheered the other team, you would have been jumped. Easy. Yeah. It was so strange. I didn't like it.
It makes no sense.
So...
It's just weird.
Why do you think Sylvester did that? Why didn't he just leave it to be like Russia lost?
No, because he has to be like...
He has to end out on top where he's the best and
where
everyone loves
Russian
him.
loves him. Because it sets up the ending. Let's talk about the ending. Where he gives a speech about if they don't hate, the Russians don't hate him anymore. Why can't we all be friends?
And change.
The Cold War ends. Because we're all friends. That speech was so weird about just being friends. If they don't hate me no more, why can't we not hate each other no more? All friends forever. Cold War bad.
So, do you know what this...
He wanted that to be so serious. It's fucking ridiculous.
Do you know what it... This is 1985, right? When did the Berlin Wall fall?
89, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, in my mind, it was kind of America saying, by the way, why don't you just be friends?
Sylvester Stallone fixed the Cold War.
No, I'm just thinking in terms of... a few years later, the Berlin Wall collapsed, so I think it was kind of like him trying to say, by the way, stop being pricks and just be nice. He was
trying to be political, yeah, but it just comes off as so stupid.
It comes off as like...
Because the way he reasons with it is because the Russians start chanting for Rocky, which means they don't hate him anymore. But look, the Russians aren't so bad. They just follow me around.
They just follow me around and build walls.
My name.
Yeah, they just follow.
They're great. Let's end the Cold War. I'm like, stop. No, it's like so out of place.
Do you know what this reminds me of? It's almost. I'm done. I'm done making Doctor Who references.
Are you saying that in 40 years? This season of Doctor Who will be funny because it's so ridiculous.
Yes.
Sure.
Because it's those type of end scenes still happen today.
Yes.
You had a Doctor Who episode where they lectured you at the end of the show and they keep doing it. And so in 30 or 40 years' time, I'm going to look back and go, this is ridiculous.
Sure.
It's brilliant. Sylvester Stallone is a genius.
Are you saying that the people that are writing Doctor Who right now are geniuses?
No, I'm just saying
That's what you're saying.
I'm saying that
That's what I heard.
they're genius because they're ridiculous.
That's what I heard.
You have a fucking cat lady called -3. I rest my case.
Sure.
Okay, so if you had a kid and you named it -3, how much billion is it going to experience?
Probably a lot.
Exactly. If you dress it up as a furry, how much billion are you going to get? You haven't seen it, have you?
I don't want to see it.
I'm showing you. Alright.
And that's the end of the movie. Rocky fixes the world. I mean, such a good ending. The Cold War is no more. Amazing. I like the movie though. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous. And so over the top. This is my favorite Rocky movie, I think. And just like Dolph Lundgren, he's so good. Like, he doesn't do a lot, but like, he's so good at portraying like what the fuck is happening at the beginning. And just wanting to kill Rocky. Okay.
I'm just showing Rita the
I'm not
image
sure what's happening there.
of the Doctor Who -3 thing. Yeah. So the movie was.
It's a ridiculous movie.
You can see
but
why.
I like it.
But you can see why if you have it. If I show you, Rocky 4.
Yeah.
You can see why it got 6.9 out of 10 and 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well,
it's
the Rotten Tomatoes thing only says like 40% of.
So 40% of tomato meter and 79% of audience score. It's basically saying critics hate it and normal people actually enjoy it. Which, to be fair, it's enjoyable.
On like movies like this, like the critic score is like rating the quality of the writing and the cinematography and the performances, while the audience score is just taking it for how ridiculous it is, but still enjoyable.
And that's the thing. This is what we can take away from all these movies. They're ridiculous,
but enjoyable.
And
except for this, like the thing. When they got silly, like, super silly, like with Mr. T and with Russia, like with Rocky fixing Russia, that's so fucking ridiculous that it becomes enjoyable.
And do you know what? If we're honest, what do you want from a movie? At the end of the day, what's the key thing?
To be entertained.
Exactly.
But you also fell asleep.
No, but to be fair, I fall asleep. I'm going to be honest, I actually fall asleep through Doctor Who. I fall asleep through 2 pints, a lager and a packet of crisps. I fall asleep.
Okay, fair.
It's a meme between me and Karen, as in, Will Mitchell actually... I'm like an old man. I literally cannot fall... it's a surprise if we can watch a whole movie before me falling asleep. Yeah. I have with Rocky 1, 2 and 3. I watched all the way through. I didn't fall asleep once.
Not Rocky 4 though.
No.
I'm guessing that says something about the movie.
No, I just had a shower beforehand and I was really chill and fell asleep.
Okay.
It's fine.
So that's Rocky 4. Rocky fixes Russia. I have some fun facts before we go.
Fun facts?
Yes.
Can we need a little music segment for Fun Facts with Rita.
What? So,
Fun Facts with Rita!
What?
Yeah! Okay, we made that a new segment.
So, when they were filming the fight between Drago and Apollo Creed...
Yep.
Dolph Lundgren actually flung Carl Weathers into the turnbuckle for real. So you know how like he like kind of pushes him into like the corner really hard in the movie?
Yeah.
He actually did that. And they had a huge fight about it. That Carl Weathers like threatened to quit the movie.
Really?
Yeah. And like Sylvester Stallone had to like go talk with him. Like, please don't. The movie halfway through.
Hey, Paul, come here.
And they eventually made up a little bit and like they finished the movie.
You mean he said, "I'm going to pay you some more money. Just fucking stay."
That
here."
was probably it. Yes, that
Also,
was most
why-
likely it.
I've just realised, why have you got a bottle of PVA glue?
Why don't you have a bottle of PVA glue?
You literally have a drawer full of PVA glue and notebooks and
Thank
lemsip. That just sounds like a depressed artist starter kit
Yeah, and my wallet. There we go. And
with no money in it because broke.
It actually has money in it. I know, right? It has a few coins in it.
£4.50. It's almost enough for a spoon.
Exactly.
Spoons?
Also, Rocky IV became the highest grossing film in the Rocky series, taking in over $300 million worldwide, which now doesn't sound like a lot.
Okay, so
But back then was pretty good.
So let's do this. So if we do what's it? Currency.
It's wait.
Inflation.
Inflation, yeah.
Not influenza. That's something
Influenza.
else.
Yeah. Have you got it?
Inflation calculator USA.
Yes.
Right. So let's have
300 million.
So
300 million.
If in 1985,
Yes.
then in 2020,
Yes.
300 million. So that's going to have 300,000.
Yeah.
How many zeros should it have?
300 million.
So,
Okay, so
1 million has
6. 300 has
8.
8. Yeah.
1, 2,
We're so
3,
good at
4,
math.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Get rid of that.
Okay.
$712 million.
That's okay. It's not great.
I mean, what do you
It's
mean it's
okay.
not great? That's
In today's standards, for like a sequel of a huge franchise, if it doesn't make $1 billion, what's even the point?
biggest box office.
Yeah.
So the highest 20 most highest movies, grossing movies of all time.
Won't even crack the top 20. For sure.
So, okay, so at number 20, at $1.16 billion, this
There
is
you
all granted in terms of inflation, is Minions.
Yay.
So Rocky IV has gained less money than Minions.
Exactly.
And then if I try and find another ridiculous movie.
I mean, adjusted for inflation, the highest grossing movie of all time, it's Gone with the Wind. With $3 billion. Adjusted for inflation. Anyway.
So nearly at the very top is Avengers at $2.79 million. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
So,
to be fair though,
no, for the time, it's amazing.
not even that, like even to today, it's the box office was one thing, but because it was made so long ago, they would have gone through the VHS era, the Betamax era, the DVD era, the Blu-ray era. He's probably made a shit ton of money. He's still making money off it now.
Well, yeah.
Which is brilliant because if you made a movie now, you could put it on Netflix and that lot, but no one's buying your DVD. Unless you're Rita.
I buy Blu-rays.
Yeah, but you're weird.
Why am I weird? You buy Doctor Who DVDs.
Yeah, because it's only now they've started putting it on BritBox as a streaming service. It went literally like the last 15, 20 years. You would have to buy them physical to even watch them.
Sure.
BritBox is actually really good
Sure.
because everything is on it. Do you know you said you want to cancel your TV license? If you want to watch anything on it, like BBC wise, you can. And you don't have to pay for a license. It's brilliant.
Yeah, okay.
Just for international listeners, TV license is basically a thing you have to do if you want to watch live TV, which says it's a license, quote unquote. You're just paying the BBC money to not watch adverts.
Basically.
And supposedly we get value, and then we get season 12 of Doctor Who. Not value.
Yeah.
Continue.
So as I said before, the training scenes set in Russia were actually filmed in Wyoming. The farm is located in Jackson Hole, and most of the exterior shots were filmed in Grand Teton National Park.
Can we... Do you know how we want to do location filming?
Yes.
So...
Can we go to Wyoming now?
I just realised there's a bird trying to fly into that church.
Okay. That was, okay.
Sorry, my mind's getting distracted.
What? Okay.
Any more
Also,
for Fun Facts with Rita?
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone stated that the original punching scenes between him and Dolph Lundgren in the first portion of the fight are authentic. So they're actually punching each other. Stallone wanted to capture a realistic scene, and Lundgren agreed that they would engage in legitimate sparring. However, after one particular forceful Lundgren punch to Stallone's chest, his heart slammed against the breastbone, so like his ribs, causing the heart to swell. Stallone, suffering from later bleeding and blood pressure over 200, was flown from the set in Canada to St. John's Regional Medical Center in the Santa Monica and was forced into intensive care for 8 days.
Do you know how...
Dolph Lundgren almost killed Sylvester Stallone in an actual fight.
So, do you know how, like, Tom Cruise apparently does, like, all of his stunts?
Yeah.
Fuck that. Sylvester nearly died on the set. Like, okay, Tom Cruise, you jump from a building or something like that.
Yeah.
My man's over here, Sylvester Stallone, getting punched in the chest and nearly dying. What the fuck is he on about? Like...
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You get, like, being punched so hard.
Do you remember...
that you need to be in intensive care for, like, 8 days.
More importantly, do you remember earlier you said, okay, so where was the paramedics?
Yeah.
Where the fuck were the paramedics?
Well, I'm guessing nobody thought, because, like... Yeah, they're punching each other, but nobody thought they would punch each other so hard that one of them would nearly die.
Hey, hit me. Okay.
Also, there were
not
paramedics.
Not that hard, my chest.
Clearly, they were paramedics because they took him in an helicopter to a hospital.
he just turned around and was like, hey, punch me. Fine, sure. Well, bam. Not that hard.
Something wrong. I can't breathe anymore.
I can't breathe and my heart really hurts. No, Adrian. Oh, God.
So, yeah. That's the end of my fun facts about Rocky IV. I'm sure there are more, but I was like, that's enough.
Have you noticed something? We've stayed on topic the entire time.
Well, nearly.
So, do you know what we need instead? We need to upload the unreleased episode of DinoPod.
No.
As a balancing act.
No.
Yes. So yeah, Rocky IV.
Rocky IV.
Have you noticed we're getting better at this each week?
If you say so.
I mean, I'm doing less research and we're doing more fun facts.
Yay.
It's almost like Rita is unemployed and doing it all for me. Yes.
Sure. So next week we continue with Rocky Month. Our last episode of Rocky Month. Where we talk about Rocky V or Rocky V.
And then after that...
And Rocky Balboa. We're doing both. Because Rocky... I've seen Rocky V. I've took my notes. It's very underwhelming.
So Rocky V and then...
Rocky Balboa.
So Rocky V and Balboa next week.
Yes.
And then after that we're doing...
And then we're into February.
Well, we're not.
We're doing...
We're into February next week.
After next week, we're into February.
Yeah, so we're starting on what movie?
We're doing Toy Story movies.
Yes! Toy Story!
Yeah, and you're doing research on that one.
Oh yeah, I don't mind doing...
So I'm not doing anything on that one. Yay!
So, give me some figures of how many... Like, what's the chance of Tim being on one of the episodes? So out of four.
Out of four, I'm going to say 1.
So you're thinking that he might turn up for one of the episodes?
Yes. Probably maybe 4, because he went to see with me and Toby. So maybe he'll show up because he's actually seen the movie for once.
Toy Story is such an amazing movie. It's like my childhood.
We've talked about Toy Story in this podcast. You know how much I don't love it as much as anybody else.
It's so beautiful.
I guess we'll see in 2 weeks.
And it makes me cry, and I love it, and it's
I guess we'll see if I change my opinion now that I've seen Toy Story again.
You have Rex, who's a dinosaur. He's so cool. You have Woody, who's a fucking cowboy.
Do you have a sex robot? Exactly.
Okay, don't Google
dating Polly.
Don't Google
exactly.
Toy Story sex robot because you'll only.
It exists. Of course, it exists. It's fucking people are weird. Anyway,
so on next week's episode, we see
Rocky 4, Rocky 5, and Rocky Balboa.
We'll see if Polly keeps his sex robot.
Yeah.
Which, spoiler alert,
he doesn't.
He doesn't.
The robot gets kicked out onto the streets. Very sad story.
They have a
I kind of wish they kept the robot and left Polly in the streets.
Imagine if in the really modern movies they bring it back just as a reference.
I mean, Sylvester Stallone is writing the Creed movies, so for Creed 3, maybe
Creed 3, the robot returns.
Yeah. Polly's girlfriend returns.
In the new Terminator movies, the robot turns out to be
Rocky. Polly's girlfriend. Yeah.
Okay, so find out next week if it returns.
It won't. It won't.
It won't.
Yeah.
And then also the week after that, we get to start watching Toy Story. I'm so excited. I love it.
Sure.
Granted, Toy Story 1 has started to date.
Sure.
In terms of visuals, but the rest of them still look stunning.
Okay. And I guess
I'm really excited. I can't wait to do Toy Story.
Okay,
I'm so excited.
Good for you.
Why aren't you excited for me?
Because I don't like Toy Story that much. Anyway, that's the end of DinoPod.
A very good episode of DinoPod, if I don't say so myself.
If you say so.
We're currently in just as a little teaser. We're currently in the planning of making a Doctor Who documentary.
Maybe.
And
that will come out in 30 years. And that's it for today. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.